Hi, my name is Zolzaya Enkhbayar,
And I'm Kathy Wong.
and we're going to be talking about the three grapes, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and Merlot.
And processes of maceration and fermentation. Enjoy!
Hey, Pierre, how are
Hi! I'm good. How have you been?
you? Good. And thank you for meeting with me today, but you know that I just bought a vineyard,
Right.
and I'm going to grow Cabernet Sauvignon.
Right.
And I just wanted to talk to you about what I know about my research, and I know that you're a long time wine maker and wine grower, and you grow Merlot.
Right, Merlot.
And do you grow Cabernet Franc still, or is it your friend who grows that?
I used to. So I'll tell you a bit about Merlot and Cabernet Franc if you have any questions.
Okay, well, let me so I'm growing Cabernet Sauvignon in the Medoc region, where Cabernet Sauvignon is most grown. In it's where I grew up in France, and so it's still the king of the red grapes. And I chose it because it has such an ability to grow all over the world, and it has the ability to adapt to a number of different climates.
I think in the 1990s, the Merlot surpassed the red. What was it again? Your Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh,
in the 1990s.
Yes.
The Merlot.
It's a thing that the Cabernet Sauvignon growers don't like to think about, you know?
Yeah.
So the berries are very small and it has very thick skin, so that means that it has a very solid, high solid to juice ratio, and it creates a wine that's very high in color and high in tannins and high in extracts. And because it's able to adapt to many different soils and climates, it makes it very easy for like a starter winemaker to have it. But I'm kind of stuck because it creates such a complex flavor and a very round mouthfeel that it's like it's very overpowering. And I'm thinking about trying to find another Bordeaux wine to blend it with to soften the tannins and add more complexity. And do you think the Merlot and Cabernet Franc would be a good choice for that?
I am a Merlot grower, but I used to be a Cabernet Franc grower. And I'll tell you that the Cabernet Franc is the one that you're looking for more than the Merlot. So let me tell you a little bit about each of them.
Okay.
So Cabernet Franc is one of the three principal varieties in Bordeaux, which is what you're looking for. So it's also, the home is in Loire Valley, the western Loire Valley. It's also very thick-skinned, and it grows very well in cold climates. So if you're looking for one that grows well in cold climates, if that's the temperature you're looking for, then Cabernet Franc is very good. It's very notable for being a blending component, which is exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let me tell you why it's very important in blending. It brings out the secondary and tertiary elements in a lot of red wines, okay? Except it's not very well known for being just a standalone Cabernet Franc because it has a much more muscular tone than the Cabernet Sauvignon. And it also has, if you just bottle it by itself, it kind of has an earthy vegetal tendency, kind of like green pepper and olives, if you've ever tasted it. It's also a choice in the Loire Valley because it matures very early, which is perfect for the Loire temperatures, okay? So that was a little bit of history of Cabernet Franc. It's also, in comparison to the Cabernet Sauvignon, which is the grape that you grow, right? It can be both fruitier, but also herbal or more vegetal than yours. Okay, so just a little warning. So now the Merlot, which is my specialty, it's one of the most widely planted, it is the most widely planted red grape in the France's Bordeaux region, okay? Recently, it's just gone crazy. It's been planted everywhere now. It's especially in the U.S., South America, Italy, and Australia. It's also another thick-skinned variety. It ripens earlier than the Cabernet Sauvignon, which is yours, but it's less hardy. So I've been having a lot of problems because it's very prone to ailments.
What kind of ailments are they prone to?
Like shatter, rot, and mildew. Okay. And it's also adaptable to cool climates. But it likes to grow in the warm climate. So, it's it likes the warm, but it can grow in the cold. And it's popular because of the softer, fruitier tendencies and the earlier maturing than yours. And like the most notable flavors that I can remember, sorry, that I have, it would be like black cherry, currant, cedar, green olive, mint, or tea leaf tones. So.
Oh, that's really great. Yeah, well, the Cabernet Sauvignon, the reason that I wanted to blend with different things is that it can flourish with lots of different types of winemaking. So it has different characteristics that are able to differentiate depending on what origins it came from. So I was hoping that by adding 2 different kinds of grapes, it would add an even greater amount of complexity to the mouthfeel and flavor and aroma.
So I think you're looking for Cabernet Franc because it brings out the secondary and tertiary elements. So.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So try that first and tell me how it goes. So I know you're new in the winemaking process. Can you tell me a little bit more about maceration? How's that going for you? I know it's tricky for me. So.
Yeah. Well, maceration, I've been trying a lot of different things, but pretty much basically, as you know, of course, is that the color of the red wine is the process of maceration. That's where the color of the red wine comes from. And the phenolics of the grapes, the tannins, the coloring agents, aka the anthocyanins, and flavor compounds, are leached from the grape skin, seeds, and stem to the juice when they're left in contact. And this process, the maceration process, begins as soon as the grape skins are broken. And lately I've been trying to do super extraction, where I put maceration through a very intensively high temperatures, where it apparently encourages more breakdown and extraction of phenols from the skin and other grape materials. And I'm going to continue it during the fermentation period, which is what every wine grower has recommended to me. And it's helping. I can tell from the smell that it's helping me bring out many more flavors in the wine that otherwise would be lacking. And it really enhances the mouthfeel, enhances the body of the wine, I can tell, and it really strengthens the color. It's from like a very bleak red to a very strong velvety red from the ones I've tried so far. And
buyers like that.
Yeah, and it's really added like a lot of the complexity, and the life expectancy of the wine has been developing more, and the complex tannins have begun to soften over long periods of time, as I see from my last season, Yeah.
Do you have any questions on the processes of making the wines?
Well, I've been doing the maceration, but I haven't really had time to test out different types of fermentation. So why don't you tell me about your fermentation practices?
Okay, I'll tell you the main parts of fermentation. Okay, so as you know, it turns your grape juice into your alcoholic beverage. So I think it's the most important, but it's debatable. So what happens is your yeast interacts with the sugars in your juice to create something called ethanol. Ethanol is composed of ethyl, alcohol, and carbon dioxide, okay? So let me tell you the most important considerations when you're doing fermenting. So it is your temperature, the speed of fermentation, as well as your levels of oxygen present in your must at the start of fermentation. So those are 3 things that you should be very, very aware of.
Well, you name them off.
Temperature. Speed of fermentation. And your levels of oxygen present in your must at the start of fermentation.
Levels of oxygen in the must at the start of fermentation.
Right, exactly. Good memory you got there. All right, and this can be done in stainless steel tanks, but that's more common for your white wines, like your Rieslings. Okay, but tell me how it goes. Tell me what you've been up to lately, later on, after this growing season.
Definitely plan. Definitely plan.
Okay.
Thank you so much for meeting with me
No
today.
problem. I love to help out a fellow grape grower.
Well, I'll see you next group.